Hi, welcome. This is Marital Values and my name is Samantha Irabor. Today I am with Jeneba Robertson, and she's been married 25 years with two beautiful children. And I wanted to discuss with her and just ask her, throughout this 25 years, what has she learned? What has marriage taught her? What has marriage thrown at her? What does she have to say about marriage? You know, we all have our own unique experiences. So let us dive in. Thank you for coming. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I am so excited that you are here, and I have a lot of questions. Well, not a lot of questions to ask you.
Awesome.
But 25 years.
Yes.
Bless your heart.
Yes.
I am praying for us to get there. Really, seriously, I'm praying for us to
It
get there.
happens quickly.
7 years seem like forever.
And then it'll just take off really quickly.
So, tell me, what has marriage taught you?
So I think what marriage has taught me the most is it's very easy to notice the flaws in someone else. However, before you point out their flaws, if you look and say, okay, so have I been perfect today? Yeah, all of a sudden you've got so much more grace for your spouse. And if you think, okay, so if Jesus was sitting right here with me, what would I say to my spouse about that?
Wow.
And all of a sudden you find, okay, so socks on the floor, not the worst thing ever.
No.
Or you hear a story about something worse and you're like, oh, okay. No, so I appreciate my husband who gets up and does this and does that and whatever it is.
Absolutely.
And appreciation goes a very long way. So if you treat your spouse the way you want to be treated, quite often you get what you want in return without much effort.
So what about the people who actually would treat your spouse nicely and they still don't get what they want in return? What should they do? Like I respect my husband and I want that respect back, and I don't seem to get it in the way that I want it. So what do I do?
So if you actually are being respectful to your husband, and your husband feels you're being respectful, because I know there were times where I thought I was doing the right thing. If you had asked him, he would be like, who?
Oh,
what perfect wife is that? A little bit of conversation with your spouse goes a long way. And dialogue, not accusing, but if you say to your husband, like, okay, what can I do to be a better wife? Or how can I be a better partner to you? So after they look at you like, uh-oh, what are they doing? Is this a trick?
Yeah, like saying that is like, it saves you a lot of energy from even figuring it out. Sometimes we want to figure out what we can do to make our spouse happy, when we can actually just ask, what can I do? It saves you the time, the energy, the pain. Now that you're saying it, like, I can really see it. I don't have to sit down and just start thinking, what will I do? Like, nothing I do seems to make him happy, but now I can ask. That never really occurs to us very easily. Well, so thank you for saying that.
Yeah, God made us different. Men are more visual, and they tend to be more concrete. So for them, if they say, you know, whatever, this is fine. A lot of times women overdo it, overthink it, or make it more complicated than it really is for him. So you give your husband a glass of water or whatever, and he says, no, I'm fine. Here you come 5 minutes later with iced tea. And then you want to give him crackers. And then you want to give him cheese with the crackers. And you wonder why he's not saying, wow, thanks, that's great. When really all he wanted was a glass of water and for you to leave him alone and be quiet so he could watch what he's watching. But you're trying to perfect something that's not broken
Wow.
and maybe interrupting what he wanted to do. And while he appreciates the effort in theory, he might not be enjoying it at the moment. So, yeah, I've spent lots of years trying to help my husband answer me better.
Wow.
And it took me a very long time to realize, okay, Jay, he's a grown man. He can answer his own questions.
That is interesting, but very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Sometimes we do it and we don't even... And sometimes we can get offended too, and he's not excited about it. I am trying my best when we don't really have to try that hard, you know. And I'm so glad that you're bringing all of this out. So, was there any time that you wanted to give up? That you were just tired and...
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
I know I was tired a lot for the first year of my marriage. Just the first year, I was tired a lot. So for 25 years.
So, you know, when you look at yourself, I'm not the same person I was 25 years ago. There were times when I want to say I was sick of myself.
Wow.
So to say, were you sick of someone else? Well, kind of. Did I want to leave? Kind of. Honestly leave? No, not really.
Okay.
Because the thought of him actually leaving or me not being with him, that was scary.
Okay.
I joked once, or there was a period of time where I would say, yeah, if you leave, that's okay. I'm just coming with you because I'm not raising these children by myself. So, yeah, we're raising these children together. God made children to have parents, and therefore, since we have children, and they're yours, we're all going together. We're in this together. Like,
wherever you go, I go.
Right. You should have thought of this before. You're kind of stuck with me now. But my husband was verbally said early on in our marriage that, you know, he believes in marriage, he doesn't believe in divorce.
Oh wow,
That's
powerful.
He's not getting married so that he can get divorced.
Wow.
Unfortunately, his parents did not stay together his entire growing up.
Okay.
So I think that added to his mindset, you know, we're going to do this. And I joke and say, you know, I want to be enough of a headache for you that no other woman looks appealing to you.
Ooh.
I want you to understand that women are a lot of work. So you don't want to leave me and go pick up a new headache.
I
You
know.
have to train her from scratch.
You are so funny. You are so funny, so funny. So, raising kids.
Yes.
It's another thing. Did you
Yes.
put like a strain on your marriage? How did you guys do that?
So nobody warned us. Have this conversation before you have children. What are your beliefs? How do you want to raise this child or these children? I didn't realize I was as sensitive to seeing a man discipline a child as I was.
Okay.
I can tell you I made the terrible mistake of what he felt was undermining his authority with the children because he would correct them and I thought it was too harsh.
Oh.
And at times I did say things, so major mistake, major mistake. Thank God our children are really well behaved, and I really thank God for that because it's not just my
Yeah, I
husband
see
and
them. You're good kids.
They are, thank God. And thankfully they did kind of pick up the best of both of us, I think.
Okay.
So we didn't have a lot of great big challenges with our children, thank God. And I keep saying thank God because I really mean it.
So you had to learn to let him just have his way, or you had to meet him halfway?
So if he spoke on something, that was it. And he did say, my husband's still. So he did say to them, okay, listen, because he realized they were starting to figure out, who do you ask for what? So
Don't kids do that a lot though?
Oh, they do.
Even my little ones.
Yes. They're intelligent beings. We underestimate them.
Oh,
They're smart
my God.
people. Yes.
I thought it was just my kids.
Well, yes, your children are genius, but yes. So my husband said to them, listen, children, if one parent says no, you cannot go and ask the other parent.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Now, he did tell them, but if your mother says no, and you ask me, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you yes, and then I'm going to whip your tail, because I just told you not to do that. So I'm going to set you up if you dare try it.
Wow, that is smart.
Yes.
Kids, they're not bad, but they could be manipulative. They will manipulate the situation. They know. And the crazy thing is, they know what each parent will respond.
Well, yes.
They know, but they would ask.
Pay attention.
Yeah, they would ask anyway. I would have my little one want something, like, okay, no, you could ask mommy that. And then when it's something else, no, you ask daddy that. Because daddy will say yes, and if you ask mommy and mommy already said no, then daddy gotta say no. So you better ask daddy first before you ask mom. So they know.
Yep.
So it's good that he did that, and he put it out there for them to just know.
Yes.
What would your advice be to couples that are just newlywed? I know there's this thing called the honeymoon seasons. People don't expect there are gonna be all those and challenges. What advice would you have for them?
Compromise. Marriage is a compromise. Try to look at the situation from the other person's point of view. So if you think it's no big deal that you go out 4 nights a week with your girlfriends, or whatever it is.
Don't we all wish?
I know. That was a real big, okay. You said situation, not fantasy, right? But if you go out, you have to understand that your husband too needs time out. So try to look at things from the other person's
I don't mean to cut you short. Your husband needs time. What if your husband doesn't like going out?
Well, then, whatever his thing is,
let him do it.
You have to understand whatever his thing is that you don't necessarily enjoy so much, he needs his time for that too, because he's still a person.
Okay.
He still has a brain.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a little put myself together time, or whatever it is that he likes doing. So I would say the compromise, look at things from the other person's point of view. And the other big thing would be, and I just slipped, I had another really good thing. I did. It was going to be, look at it from the other person's point of view and make time for each other. That's the other one. You have to have time for each other, especially when you've got little ones. It's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day. But before you became mommy, you were Mrs.
Yeah.
So you have to remember to spend time with one another. Otherwise, I think you kind of get lost in the day-to-day.
I totally agree with that. I absolutely do, because some people, all they do when their kids are young is talk about the kids, and they don't know they're losing themselves, and now the kids grow up and they leave the house, there's nothing else left.
Right.
You know, and I totally think making time for each other should be a priority in marriage. And for me, I would say, do not underestimate the power of negotiation. You have to know how to negotiate in a marriage.
Well, yes, but you know, you can't let that secret out.
Compromise and be a good negotiator, because There are times your spouse will not agree with what you want to do, and you really, really, really want to do it.
Yep.
That's where it comes in handy. You know? Now, negotiation is not blackmailing. Let's
Right.
not.
No.
Let's not mistake the two of them.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
not guilt tripping.
No.
No. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. Is there any other thing else you would like to say? I've learned a lot from you. 25 years. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
God bless you.
25.
God bless you.
It gets easier. It does get easier because you learn to, I think, react less.
And I have to tell you, you have a very, very funny husband. Very
Yes.
playful man.
Yes.
Very playful, and you wouldn't think he's been married for that long. Like, oh my goodness. Two of you are you're such a blessing.
And he thought he wasn't getting married. His friends were very surprised.
Tell me about that.
Oh.
Why would he think that?
Because he was one of those pretty boys. And too many women told him he was wonderful. And I was like, oh, please.
But he is. But he is wonderful.
He is, but you know. I couldn't be like everyone else and tell them so.
I know. Sometimes we don't like them to say, we don't want you to get it into your head.
Exactly. Exactly.
But it's necessary sometimes because they need to hear it from us
That's true.
than other people.
Very true.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
you
you.
so much, Mama J.
That's
what I call her, Mama J. I appreciate your time and you just pouring into this. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on your notification. Until next week, stay blessed. I will see you. Bye.